Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, this Baton Rouge, Louisiana Saints down here in Lafayette. All right, with the Lafayette count. Okay, and before we get started, as usual, we want to turn the face east, which is this way, and give all praises going on the two.
Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, HaKadosh.
And double honors to our elder apostles, Great Millstone, who really teach well. And honors and salutations to the Akim of Great Millstone, pushing this truth out the four corners in these last days. Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, and it's another camp day. All right, on the highways and byways. All right, and what we're doing is we're prophesying. All right, we're proclaiming the acceptable year called by Shema Shah. All right, and we're going to start off with Jeremiah 30.
This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 7. At last, for that day is great,
Right,
so that none is like it.
that's right. Keep going.
It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
That's right. All right. So this is the time. This is the time that is near. That is near upon us. Evils is about to grow on the earth. All right. Jacob's trouble. All right. Because majority in this destruction, okay, it's for the people on this side. 2/3 of our people. All right. They're going to be taken down in Babylon the Great's America's destruction. All right. And that's the punishment that's coming on this place. All right. All right, so that's what's coming, okay? All right, so that's what we out here doing, okay? Just in the news, all right, you having truck these truck driver strikes, all right, and railroad strikes and all that, okay? So once these things get cut off, all right, and diesel completely runs dry, all right, these people gonna start feeling it, okay? Stretch that, get that birth, because that's coming.
Second Ezra 16 and 17. Woe is me. Woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days?
That's right. And why is Ezra saying, woe is me, woe is me? All right, because he saw the times that we're approaching. All right, he saw the famine. He saw the uproars of the people. All right, like what's going on in China. Okay, he saw civil unrest. He saw mass murder. Okay, all right, he saw thousands. He saw billions of people dying. All right. And the Lord is bringing that death and destruction on the earth. You got more on the earth.
The beginning of sorrows and great mournings. The beginning of famine and great death.
Yeah, and that's what's coming. Great death. All right? And if you're a so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native American, all right, and you make up the 12 tribes of Israel, all right, whether you want to believe it or not, we prophesy whether you hear or forbear. All right? And if you don't, return back to Yahweh Shema Shah and take heed to his true prophets, his true teachers. All right, beginning with the elder apostles of Great Millstone. All right, if it wasn't for the elder apostles of Great Millstone, we wouldn't have this truth today. All right, the Lord used those men, those great men, all right, to wake us up, to wake up the whole land. All right, and I brought this out, Lord willing, we're part of that number.
Right.
Okay.
The beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear.
Right, stop right there. And what you see happening in the news is the beginning of wars. All right, with Ukraine and Russia. All right, this is about to grow. All right, with Iran.
War going to be,
Yeah, and these weak nations that once didn't have nuclear capability, all right, they're getting those capabilities, and they're joining forces with Russia. All right, so we see how these EU nations, those 10 horns, all right, is gathering themselves up and preparing themselves to go against Babylon and Great America. Okay.
The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come?
Right, and we know what to do. All right, we're gonna trust in the name of Yahweh Shema Shah. All right, we're gonna cleave unto the Lord. Okay, Anaya, Proverbs 18:10.
I got you.
All right, so we're gonna run to the Lord. Okay, that's who we trust in. All right. And then,
This is Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished.
Right. Yeah. So you want to be prudent. You want to be prudent. Okay. And just being a doomsday prepper. All right. And know you're in the end times. That's not enough. Okay. Because you got heathens, so-called white people. All right. And you got other races. They know that it's the end of an era. They know this devil is coming down. All right, and they're preparing themselves, but that's not going to save them, okay? Because we understand prophecy right at the end of the day. But
add on to that's why we watching. We watching things that's going on in the movement and in the news a lot. All right, keeping up with what's going on around, in Esau's wicked queen. So we watching these things come to pass, and we watching these prophecies. All right, and that's what a prudent man does. A prudent man is gonna watch his goings and what's going on around him. All right, and how we hide not self from it by what? Believing on Yahweh Shai for the deliver us in the time of those when those lamentations one of their woe occur.
yeah, because everything you see happening around you is written in the scriptures, okay? And I have co-workers, okay? They preppers. They basically doomsday preppers, okay? You know, and that's not going to save them because they somewhat believe, you know, what we say, but not totally, you know.
Right.
They don't agree with sodomy, you know. They don't agree with not eating pork. All right, so they're going to be destroyed. You know, they think, oh, I can have me a setup out in the woods. I got thousands of bullets. I got about 10 guns. All right, that's not going to save you. You know, yeah, you're doing all that prepping, but that's not going to save you, okay? It's the Yahweh Shai that's going to save us.
Right.
All right? Because it's the Lord that's bringing all this calamity on earth. All right? So you only ones that's going to live is the ones that's found faithful. All right?
This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 16.
I had that Proverbs 18 and 10 for you.
Yeah, read that.
All right, this Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 10, it says, "The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe."
Right. So it's the Lord that's going to protect us. You got to have faith. You got to have faith in the name of Yahweh Shai. All right? Because we ultimately know what's going to happen. We have the prophecy. All right? We know anybody that's in Babylon the Great, America, all right, and over there in the land of Israel, okay, in different parts of the earth, we know y'all are not safe because evils is going to encamp the whole earth. All right? And get there with this is 2nd Ezra 15 chapter. Like how the evil is going to be from one end to the other. Okay? Because you can't run from the judgment of the Lord. All right? You can't. That was it on that precept?
Yep, that was it.
This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack.
Right. So plagues is coming. All right. These what they call it? These truck drivers and everything like that going on strike. All right. This is going to bring more plague, a sore wound. All right, to you to Babylon the Great America. All right, and these elites know that the elites on the left hand side, all right, and the elites on the right hand side, which is the men of the Lord, we understand what's going on. Okay, this devil, he's purposely doing all these things so he can usher in his NWO. All right, the MOTB, the mark of the beast. All right, show that his son. You know, so this is what it's all about. All right. This devil, he won't total power, all right? And the Lord is not going to give him that, okay? Give me Job 5 and 19.
I got you.
All right? So the Lord is not going to allow this devil to succeed. Okay. Once this devil, so-called white man, once he implements, all right, the MOTV, okay, it's on and popping from there. All right, because when you read the next chapter, all right, this place is getting hit with 200 million. When you read Revelation the 9th chapter, 200 million missiles.
1 million warheads.
Yeah, 200 million warheads is hitting Babylon the Great America. All right, this is prophecy. That's that lake of fire. Okay, that's that judgment that the Lord is bringing on this place. All right, Armageddon. Yeah.
Second Ezra 15 and 27. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them.
Yeah, you shall remain in them. All right. So if you're not a part of that elect number, you're gonna remain in these plagues. All right. Because we know the hopefully elect, you know, the ones that's in direct line of fire, these ICBM missiles. All right. When this war go nuclear, okay, the Lord is gonna beam them up on a chariot, okay, on a so-called spaceship. All right. And this devil, he depicts it in his movies, okay, because this devil on the left-hand side, he's dealing with the spiritual demon Satan, all right? So he's able to, you know, he's do all these sacrifices and things like that, and they get visions and stuff, all right?
For Yahweh shall not deliver you because you have sinned against him.
That's right, all right? And who can sin? All right, the nation of Israel, all right? All right, so you the only people, the people of the book is the only ones that can sin. Okay, so the Lord is going to tend to His house. All right, in these last days. All right. All right, you can start from the top. So the Lord is going to tend to His house. All right. These demonic activity is going to increase in the earth.
Right.
All right. You can catch that on camera too.
Yeah, man, don't worry about it.
Yeah, you know, demon, like, hey, look, like we see, demon activity is increasing, all right, on a low level and on a higher level, all right? Every time you turn on the news, it's death after death after death. You know, people are ODing on drugs, all right? This is not normal, all right? If you think this is normal, you're a part of the problem, okay? It's the elites that made it this way. Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So,
Right.
All wickedness have stemmed from the so-called white man. That's why you see our people, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. That's why we see you in that low trodden down state. You know, you're on drugs, killing each other with guns, okay? And this devil, he's poisoning the food, and the water, and the air. So he's destroying you, you know, under your nose. He's not doing it. He's not being a devil in the open. All right?
Leviticus 26 and 46. These are the statutes and judgments and laws which the Lord have made between him and the children of Israel in Mount Sinai by the hand of Moses.
Right. So this got to do with you. The whole book is dealing with you people, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native
Let me
Americans.
say this. And Esau, the way that Esau sins is by coming against the apple of the Lord's eye. That's how he sins, by doing to the, he's going to get nuked for the slavery that he put us through and every other thing that he put us through. That's his only way to sin, and he did a damn good job of it, man. You got it, bro.
That's right.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's no remission. It's no remission of sins. All right, and get the Hebrews about after they receive the Lord's remission of sins and his detention. All right.
Deuteronomy 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe, to do all his commandments, and his statutes which I commanded thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
That's right. And this is a curse. Being in captivity, all right, not being in oppression is a curse. Okay? Being on drugs and all this shit is a curse. Working for your enemy is a curse. You shouldn't be thinking of like, oh, I want to get a pay raise and in this place. All right? This is not the land of our rest. All right? And we're the people. We're supposed to be ruling and having dominion on the earth. All right? right? Because we're the Lord's people. Okay? And that's the truth. Truth has sprung up. All right? They get that. Let's see, second chapter. 40 verse. Okay? You found it, you said? All right. Y'all tell me.
Yeah, here it is. Hebrews 10 and 18. Now, where remission of these is, there is no more offerings for sin. No, I just read it. 16. This is Hebrews 10 and 16. This is the covenant that I will make with them after those days, saith the Lord Yahweh. I will put my laws into them. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Hebrews 10 and 26. For if we sin willfully after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins.
Exactly. You know, so hey, it's done. It's already wrapped. You know, so once you come across the prophets of Yahweh Shah, and we tell you, you know, don't take the MOTB, the RFID chip, the mark of the beast. All right, come out of these whorehouses, these Christian whorehouses. All right, come out of these different ideologies and philosophies that you partake in, and come back to the Lord. You know, so after the elder apostles have been going for 40 years. You know, so there's no excuse. That's what their scripture is saying. There's no excuse. Okay, so you people got what you got coming to. All right, and we're in we have the mind of Mashiach Yahushua. So like King David said, don't I hate them that hate thee, O Lord. You know, so we in line with the scriptures. We talk with the scriptures. Okay, you got more of that?
You got 10 likes and 3 views.
Second Ezra 7 and 41. Even so now, seeing corruption is grown up, and wickedness increased, and the righteous have prayed for the ungodly, wherefore shall it not be... Hold on, this is not what you wanted, huh? Yeah, that's it. All right. Wherefore shall it not be so now also?
Yeah. All right. Keep reading.
He answered me and said, this present life is not the end, where much glory doeth abide. Therefore have they prayed for the weak. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time.
Right. And that's another thing, you know. When a couple years back, what Trump said, you know, doom's, you know,
Prophets of doom.
prophets of doom. Okay, you know. So we're just coming out the scriptures and letting you know what's coming. And this devil, he hates that. All right, you know. So this devil, he hates that we're exposing him. You know, and now because of the prophets, because the elder apostles of Great Millstone, all right, on down to the least of us that's exposing this devil, all right, everybody knows who he is, all right, that covering has been lifted, all right. Yeah, you keep reading.
And the beginning of the immortality for it to come.
Right. So that's the good tidings, and that's the gospel that we bring you. Okay, you know, this is not the land of our rest. All right, the Lord, He's coming back for His people, the elect of His people. All right, so we know what's coming. We seek a country, we seek a country, so to speak. All right, a kingdom to come. All right, so that's why we all here doing this. Okay, because we understand what's coming. Great depth. All right, World War III, uproars of the people. All right, with all those things that you see going on in other countries, going to come to the land of unloved villages. It's coming to
You
America.
was going to tell you if it wasn't, you was going to tell me afterwards. You wouldn't be there.
Amos chapter 5 and verse 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord.
And look, let me touch on that. Going into those preppers, because they want the end of the country.
Yeah. You know, and like I was saying earlier, with these doomsday preppers, okay, they got it in their mind. Well, I can't wait for shit to pop off. You know, I get to be myself, whatever these niggas be thinking.
Christian.
You know, because they got all these type of rifles and shit. You know, and they want to test it out. You know, none of that's going to help you. All right. Woe unto you, because you're thinking you're going to have good success because you watch the news and you know all this is coming. So you prepared yourself. Carnally, you know? But that's still not going to work.
Yeah, because just because you go in the woods, in a rural area, be in good case because there's not many people there. The judgment of the Lord is going to be across the whole earth, the planet Earth. So you can't run from judgment. You can't hide from judgment. So these dudes, they preppers, bro. Like we always about to say, they prepping for the elect men. The wealth of the rich is stored up for the just. Okay?
Yeah.
So you are doomsday preppers that think you're more conscious than your average American, and you're in reality more than them. All right? The Lord is not with thee. All right? Psalms 127:1 says, if the builders build a house and the Lord is not with them, they build in vain. So you prepping in vain. And you're actually not prepping in vain. You're prepping for the Lord's elect. All right? And what's that precept about throwing him in the city and him outside the city?
I got a similar one.
Bring it out. Let me see
It's
it.
the
Let's
second.
see it.
No, this ain't the one you want, but it's similar. You want the one a chapter above. I want to say. This second Ezra 15 and 58. They that be in the mountains shall die of hunger.
Yeah. All right. Those that are away from
So I
technology.
got a door point. This is easy.
All right.
I got
Bring
a
it
door
out.
point.
Bring it out.
Second Ezra 15 and 57. Thy children shall die of hunger, and thou shalt fall through the sword.
Come on.
Thy cities shall be broken down, and all thine shall perish with the sword in the field.
In the field. All right. So if you're in the field, judgment's gonna be there waiting on you. So you're away from technology. You're away from the cameras on every totem pole. All right.
On
Every
grid.
building. All right. You're all the way off the grid. Guess what? It don't matter that you're out there in the field in the wilderness. That judgment, those that demon horde, those angels, that the Most High got 4 angels holding their destruction back. When they get let go, guess what? They hitting every landmass wherever men dwell. Okay? Give me Jeremiah 25 and 33. So, oh, you got it? Bring it out. Yeah. You fast with it.
This Jeremiah 25 and 23. You said 23 over?
25 and 33.
33, sorry. Jeremiah 25 and 33. And the slain of the Lord Yahweh shall be at that day from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth.
So, all right, it don't matter if you're within the city or without the city. Judgment's going to be on the planet Earth. All right? Give me that in Revelation 7, about the 4 angels. All right? Start from the top.
Revelation chapter 7 verse 1. After these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth.
North, south, east, and west. Don't matter what hemisphere you are. Don't matter if you southeast, northwest, wherever you are, judgment is going to touch you. Bring it out.
It reads, holding the 4 winds of the earth.
All right, and those 4 winds is winds of destruction, destroying winds. I like to say demon hordes. All right? When the Most High let that destruction, you're going to have demons that jump on animals, make animals jump on people.
Got a precept.
All right? You're going to have demons that jump on women, make them eat their children. You're going to have demons. Hey, because this is what you got to understand. During all hell breaking loose, the most civilized man, the tender and delicate brother amongst you, the non-violent guy, the guy that takes a lot to get angry, like this brother, take a lot to get him mad. You know what I'm saying? A guy like that, mild-mannered, not a, he see violence coming, he go the other way. You know, those men are gonna become terrorists. Demons are gonna jump on them, and they gonna become violent. Okay? Keep reading.
And it reads, it says, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree.
All right, until the appointed time. And when that appointed time happens, that wind is going to blow everywhere. You got one for that
Yeah,
wind?
the back of the wind.
Bring it up.
Jeremiah 51 from the top. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon, and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind.
All right, that destroying wind is ultimately talking about those nuclear ICBMs, but that destroying wind is bad, you know? You can break it down spiritually, all right? A destroying wind is actually spiritually destroying America right now because the spirit is like the wind. All right? And the Spirit is tearing this bitch down right now. Okay? But that destroying wind, you can't run from it. You can't doomsday prep from it. Okay? There's nothing you can do. You know, I got the saying, you can run, but you can't hide. Nah, you can't even run. You can't run. You got it, brother.
I had a precept.
Bring out your precepts.
This is back up a point about doomsday prep and how they're going to be hoarding up, you know, for the Lord. Look, check it out. This is 2nd Ezra 16, and I'm going to start at 45. It says, and therefore they that labor in vain, for strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses, and take their children captive. For in captivity and famine shall they get children, and they that occupy their merchandise with robbery, the more they deck their cities, their houses, their possessions, and their own person. All right, so basically the point was that, man, you know, you can think that you got food put up, you know, you got food put up on the back shelf, that you got things that you've been really waiting on this, and because you've seen it coming, because you already knew a miracle was just a corporation, all right, it was built to fall, the whole system was built to fail, you know, and you got these doomsday preppers, which, you know, have these things and have these plans, you know, but hey, Scripture says that hey, your house is going to be taken, man. All right, your fruit, anything that you labor to make sure you have it in place for yourself, it's going to be taken, man. And what the Lord said in Nehemiah, the 9th chapter, he says that the children of Israel, he sustained them for 40 years, right? That was back then. How much more so now? Because the Scripture says, my elect shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Well, he said, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. You know. So, hey, man, this thing of ours, bro, this comes with the whole banner of protection, which comes with your Yahweh shop, you know. So it ain't nothing you can do, you know. Like the Lord said, real quick if I can, brother. Jeremiah 23 and I believe 25. No, 23 and 23.
It's Jeremiah 23 and 23. It says, Am I a power at hand, saith the Lord Yahweh, and not a power afar off? Verse 24. Can any hide himself in secret places, that I shall not see him, saith the Lord Yahweh? Do not I fill heaven and earth, saith the Lord Yahweh?
That's right. This morning.
Yeah. Verse 25. I have heard what the prophets said.
No, that was it. But yeah, he says, can any man hide himself in secret places? You know, because you know, you hear from Jacob, you're like, Jacob knows something going on. Jacob can smell the aroma in the air. Jacob know the war drums are beating. And Jacob sit up there and believe that he's gonna go purchase a piece of property. You know, establish whatever he got going on these hunting leases or whatever they think they can go do or whatever the case may be. But hey, man, is the Lord not a power far? And that kills that flee Babylon doctrine right there. You know, wherever you at, the Lord is going to get your ass, man. You know, you're not serving the Lord and doing what you're supposed to do. You know, and serving Him cheaply. You know, the Lord's gonna catch you out of pocket, man. You both got it.
That's telling you the Lord will catch you out of pocket. You know? Because these guys, you got a lot of guys that's watching, but they don't really believe. You know, they iffy about it. Yeah, they're not fully persuaded. You know, but when all hell breaks loose, they're gonna come running. You know, that's why we gotta be like. That's why we gotta be like sharp in the spirit, you know, so we can see through the bullshit, you know, because we know that great awakening is happening. All right, a lot of the elect is gonna come in the 12th hour. All right, so we're gonna have to be able to discern between the bullshitters and the hopefully elect. All right.
This is alright. Chapter 5 and verse 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance.
That's right. You get that first talk about precept. All right, you know, because we're in the days of the Lord. All right, so you people putting off from day to day. All right, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. All right, you toying with the Lord. All right, so the Lord is going to make an example of you. All right, the Lord is going to destroy you. Okay, you in that gray area. All right, the Lord don't do gray area. He tell you that in Revelation. That lukewarm.
Tell you in Matthew 12 chapter. Either with me or against me.
Yeah. And
That does either with me or against me has no room for great.
at all.
Plain.
Yeah. So the Lord is about to make known his fear and wrath in the earth.
Again,
Yeah. Again. You know.
they forgot.
Yeah.
And that's why it says my name that you profane among the heathen. Because not in Israel don't have no fear towards the Most High. You know? So the heathen's not gonna have no fear. You know?
This is Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 13. Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me.
That's why I say his name is profane amongst the heathen, man. A lot of Israelites out here being hypocrites. Bring it out, bro.
And it reads, and their fear towards me is taught by the precepts of men.
Yeah. So the Lord gonna deal with false prophets and false teachers. All right. The Lord is gonna deal with them. He's about to make an example out of them that's leading the sheep astray. All right. And we know it's all calculated by the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah. You know, it's already calculated to happen. But still, the Lord is going to deal with you. Okay? You got one more?
Verse 14 says, therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder, for the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of the prudent men shall be hid.
Yeah, because all your idols and you know the different gods you serve, all right, they're not going to answer you in those days. All right? And get that the Lord is calling to your God. You know? Yeah, so you when you trying to call out to Caesar Borgia, all right, and you Muslims, all right, and you other religions, all right, when y'all try to call to your gods, all right, they're not going to answer you, okay? They're just going to be destroyed.
This is Judges 10. I'm going to start at 13. It says, yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods. Wherefore I will deliver you no more. Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation.
Yeah, all right? And they're not going to deliver you, all right? Because there's only one true power, and that's Yahweh Shalom Shah. All right? So when that day happens, it's going to be so funny, because we're going to be sitting back and we're going to be in good case. All right? And we're going to be laughing at you niggas. All right?
You wanted that Job 14, 5, right? It's Job chapter 14 and verse 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee.
Right, so going back to what we were saying earlier, what's coming to this place, to a city near you, all right? Everything you seeing happening in the outskirts and other countries is coming here, all right? You're about to have all those uproars, civil unrest, all right? But these people, they're stupid, all right? They're not prudent. They're not watching and seeing what's going on. They too busy partying, you know, worrying about their goals and admirations. You know?
To add on to it, and this going into what Esau, his time is running out. All right, this wicked kingdom is getting torn down, and the ultimate glory is getting ready for to destroy this place. All right, and it reads, it says, and thou hast appointed his bonds bounds that he cannot pass.
Yeah, so, you know, these elites on the left-hand side, they thinking they're controlling the narrative, but it's all written in the scriptures, all right, to happen. All right, the Lord is just using it to make it happen. All right, and then once you think you got it under control, the Lord is going to take it out of your hand. All right, so your days are numbered. All right, you're about to get ready for slavery.
Get back to 24 and 3. And that's why we're living in beautiful times, because our Heavenly Father through the Spirit say the best thing a man can have in his life is the fall of his enemy. So if you're occupied in prophecy, if you're rolling in the Spirit, you're seeing the fall of your arch nemesis, and you're supposed to be happy. Like Elder Tar said, you're supposed to be going harder than ever. All right? The kingdom of heaven, see all those promises that was promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, in Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 14, they're going to overtake you that have been rolling in the Spirit. All right? And that's in reality. And prophecy keeps you in reality. Bring it out.
This is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming?
All right, that's what you're supposed to be inquiring about in these final hours. All right? When shall these things be? And when the time, what else?
And it says, and what shall be the sign of thy coming?
And what shall be the sign of our coming? All right? When is the end of an age is going to come? Keep reading.
And the end of the world.
And the end of an age. When you go in that word world, it's the Greek word eon. The end of an age. And when we're talking about the end of an age, the end of the age of the so-called white man from the 1400s to this present day in time right now, ruling in the kingdom of men, destroying the earth, polluting the peoples of the earth. All right, when will his fall come? Give me Luke 2 and 25. All right.
It's Luke 2 and 25. And it reads, and behold, there was a man in Jerusalem whose name was Simon.
Simeon.
Simeon. And the same man was just and devout.
He was righteous. This is what righteous men is worried about. All right? It's a certain thing for you to fit the criteria for you to be called righteous. If you're righteous, you had a mind of Hamashiach, Yahushua, and his will, that's all of you worried about coming to pass. That's what your mindset should be. And this man, he was occupied in prophecy. He believed the prophets that aforetime saying we was going to get a deliver a king to take down this great red dragon. Bring it out.
Waiting for the consolation of Israel.
What's the consolation of Israel? Now, this brother was living during the time of the Romans. All right? That's why when you learn these scriptures, which you're not going to learn in the Baptist church, the Methodist church, the Catholic church, they're not going to tell you what was going on during the time of our great King Yahushua. All right? They're not going to tell you that the Romans was in Judea lording over the Israelites. Okay? So during this time, he wanted some payback. When he said he was waiting on the consolation of Israel, he want payback. He want recompense. All right? You had during the time of our great king, who was the
Caesar.
The Caesars? It was Tiberius and Augustus. All right? And Augustus. Okay? And there was some wicked ass fucking evil scoundrels. All right? And even before him, like the brother said, Caesar, Julius. All right? They came in Judea and they just added on to what the Greeks had already done to us. Okay? They just took over what the Greeks had done to us. And when you looked at the high priest, what's the nigga's name? The high priest, the wicked niggas. No, they tried to kill Yahushua, who took down the Hasmonean dynasty. The Herod. Yeah. When you look at the Herods, all right, huh? That's what Herod was.
Yeah,
high priest, huh?
Yeah, he was dealing with an invitation.
Yeah, I know, but he was the high priest at that time, brother. He was over the affairs of the household. He was being wicked. He was Edomite. But my point is, what did Herod do? He tried to get our great king killed. All right? And when they came into power, they were put into power by those Greeks. So when the Romans took down the Greeks, the Herod dynasty just translated under the Romans. All right? And the Romans let them stay in power because they were good at taking money from the Israelites and paying them tribute. Okay, so that's why they loved them in the affairs of the house.